What's up, y'all? This is yours truly, the mind of Myron, and I know I'm behind. I know I usually watch Power soon as it come out at midnight, but I was in New Orleans, so I haven't got the chance to watch it until now. So this is before I see the episode. Um, a lot of you guys I heard on on Happy. I don't know why you guys are surprised by anything if this episode is bad because the show's been pretty bad, but we all continue watching because we've invested a lot of time and years in it. So we're gonna keep watching. It's called Still Dre, and clearly this episode is about to be about Dre, and I guess what maybe he's done since he got framed up into Ghost's murder, or maybe a little bit after. I don't know. I have no clue what's happening in this episode because it hasn't been spoiled. But y'all kind of ruined this for me because my hopes are not high for this. But I bet it's not as bad as y'all made it seem. So when I come back, I'll let you know. So what's up, y'all? First off, I just finished Power. Let me turn some light on, get some different light. And this is my instant reaction to this episode that many of you guys have already watched, and the episode that I just watched. It wasn't as bad to me as y'all made it out. Power, I guess, is doing this thing where they're trying to, every episode eliminate somebody. Um, I'm gonna assume next week's episode is when we get to eliminate Angela's sister. I do not want to see a whole episode based around her. Now I loved her character on Orange Is the New Black, but she is not a main big enough character on Power for her to have a episode centered around her. Dre, I understand, but I don't even remember the sister name, so that's why you know she not that important to have episodes centered around her. This episode wasn't as bad as y'all made it out to be. Yeah, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. One of the most cringy parts, I think, of the episode was Dre. The episode was titled "Still Dre," and I think all the worst parts came with him. It started off bad when Dre said something to his crew about the Serbians coming after him, and then literally no less than 5 seconds later, the Serbians enter the room. Like, just kind of, I guess. Then all his people got killed. Uh, I think this is our first time maybe meeting Dre's girl, or hearing her talk at least. At one time I was like, she was like, we need to go back home to London. And I was like, wait, Dre from London? But clearly he's not. We met his mom. She was trash. And, that can be a good talk point that I can use for maybe the podcast where I talk about, how you can speak stuff into existence. Because she kind of spoke the way Dre is into her child. She kind of spoke that into existence into her child at a young age. And that's kind of why he is probably the way he is now. But nonetheless, this episode tried to make you feel bad for Dre, but at the same time took you right back to a place where you like, nah, I don't feel bad for him at all. At all. I don't feel bad for Dre at all. Because he went right back to ratting and doing Dre-ish like activities, being snakish. Like, he tried to get sympathy at first, and then he took it right back away. So I didn't feel bad for Dre. The best part of this episode was what are their names? Francis and Spotsville or Spothead, or whatever, Pothead, Spotshead, whatever two Ben Spanky real names was. Them two, the episode should have been named after them, because they, to me, were the highlights of this episode. Every scene they were both in was good. You kind of saw them going down two separate paths, and as we see at the end of the episode, one of them free, one of them not. One of them stuck to the code, one of them didn't. Um, I just liked every scene that they were in throughout the episode, and I also I didn't like that they. Only thing I didn't like with them is how they killed Dre because I'm not gonna say I've seen, but I'm pretty sure you and I like have heard of like murders in jail. I've never heard of one of somebody being burnt alive. I've never heard of it. I don't think it's realistic for somebody to be burnt alive in jail like that. Um, and I just thought it was so it was highly cringeworthy. Like that scene, like it wasn't realistic. A lot of this stuff this episode just kind of wasn't realistic to me. Um, and I guess that can be my negative about it. But my expectations for this episode was really low, and I didn't think it was that bad. I think you eliminated a character that we all wanted to go um, a while ago. Now I wouldn't have mind spinoff with Dre in Vegas. I think that would have been rather interesting, but clearly they said we have other plans because he's dead now. RP Dre, we don't miss you. But now I guess it goes into the fact, and I guess I'll get into more of this on the podcast as I see this episode again and whatnot. But who killed Dre? I mean, who killed Ghost? We had, I think, 7 suspects, and now they have 6 left. So it's Tate, Tariq, Tasha. I can't think of the white cop name at the moment. Angela's sister and Tate and Tommy. I'm gonna go ahead and possibly eliminate Tate because if Tate sent if Tate sent uh Dre to kill him, then why would he go as well? Unless he planned on pinning it, killing Ghost and then pinning it on Dre. So maybe, but I doubt it. And I doubt it's Angela's sister as well. So that leaves us with not Mock. Why I can't think of his name. The white cop, Tasha, Tyreek, and Tommy. It's gonna be one of those. And it might be Tommy. It might just be Tommy. Tommy moved kind of creepily, if that's a word, this episode. Why does my couch look like this? I don't know if I'll fix it. He moved kind of creepy this episode. Uh, but yeah, I'll watch again to get more in depth, but it wasn't as bad as y'all made it seem. You dig.